Welcome to the Destination Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Lumiati B, and this podcast was designed for the person that is ready to step out of their comfort zone and dream big. This podcast will inspire you and empower you to live a life where you will empower others and impact many lives. So welcome to this journey. I want you to sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. The destination is destiny. Welcome to episode 2 of the Destination Destiny podcast. Today's title is, What Can You See? You know, in the last episode, we spoke about the importance of discovering your why. We spoke about how you have to renew your mind to seeing possibilities instead of challenges. And that is so key. So today we're going to talk about what do you see? Because you must understand that what you see is so important. If you can see it, you can be it. And we have to learn how to leverage on the power of vision in this journey of destiny. You know, I spoke on the last episode, the first episode, about how I was so confused as a child as to why I was created. And when I found out why I was created, I was liberated. And, you know, there were so many questions in my heart. At one time, I wanted to be an actress. Another time, I felt like, okay, maybe I should be a dancer. At other times, I felt like, okay, I just want to help people. Maybe I should be a psychologist. But I discovered that, you know, there was all these things that were in me were not a mistake. You know, there were desires that were able to, you know, incorporate together to discover why I was here. And one of the reasons why I'm here is to do what I'm doing right now, to encourage other people, to empower other people, to inspire other people to live their dreams. And I want you to be in the same boat. I want you to understand that you too can do that. So what do you see? Have you ever daydreamed and just envisioned your future? And what did you see in that picture? I remember when I was young, one of the things I used to daydream about was having a big, large office and just making decisions. And that dream pushed me every time. So when I was in school and I wasn't really feeling the subjects, I remember that, hey, you have a dream, you have a vision. And in order to get there, you have to take these steps. So what do you see? Every one of us has the access to vision. What you do with vision determines how your life will play out. And that's why the mind is so key. The mind is so important in engaging that power of vision. Don't use your mind, casually. Be intentional about your mind. Be intentional about your thoughts, because when you think the right way, it channels you in the right direction. For me, I was someone as a much younger child who had a lot of busy thoughts. And sometimes I struggled to just focus and settle down because there were so many things running through my mind. I was thinking about so many things at once. But when I understood that I can use my thoughts in the right way and channel my thoughts correctly, I began to see things that shocked me. The first time I had a vision about who I was called to be, I remember sitting in my room. I think I was about 12 years old. And I just saw myself speaking before a large crowd of people from different walks of life, different backgrounds. And I was shocked because at that time I was very shy. I was a timid child. I could barely speak in front of a few people. But I knew that that vision that I saw was not something that was cooked up in my mind personally. It was a vision that I received supernaturally. And this is why vision is so important. You don't cook it up. You don't make it up. But when you begin to settle down and desire to see your future, you begin to see possibilities. You begin to see what can be and what should be. And I want to encourage you today to have a time where you actually take out time to just breathe, shut out the noise and think deeply. What are those thoughts that are penetrating your heart deep down inside? What are those desires that are pulling for your attention, but you keep brushing them to the side because you feel like, hey, life is all about working, making money, which is beautiful. But life is much more than that, because many people have money, but they don't have peace. Many people have money, but they don't have hope. Many people have money, but they don't have good health. But the life of significance, the life of destiny incorporates all these things where you're whole and you're functioning and flourishing in every area of your life. So one thing you must understand is that vision is much more than just selecting a college major. For those that are trying to go to school and figure it out, is much more than saying, "Here, this is my career path." It is a place where you come to live out where you're here for. Vision is truly captured supernaturally, like I said. It's not cooked up, it's not made up, it's not something that is given to you. For some people, your parents might say that, well, I couldn't do A, B, and C. I couldn't fulfill this career path, but I want you to take that place, which is beautiful, but that's not vision. You are not designed to fulfill somebody else's vision. You have a unique vision that you were created to fulfill. So you want to go ahead and say, how can I do this? And the truth is, there's no way to discover or to receive a vision without knowing God. Today in this episode, I've come to introduce you to God. He's my Father. He's more than my father. He's my best friend. And it was through a relationship with Him, not just knowing Him from a distance, that I was able to grasp my vision for my life. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that you have to be super duper spiritual, but it means that you just have to have a desire, a longing for that relationship. And at the time where I caught that vision for my life, I was still trying to figure out life. I wasn't so strong and serious about my relationship with God, but I knew that I wanted to know Him more. So you must get to know Him to discover who you truly are. It's in getting to know Him that you get to know yourself. God is real. He's not an ancient philosophy. He's not old school. He's not old news. He is real, and He's relevant in today's society. God wants you to be who He has created you to be. And let me tell you something. When you discover who He created you to be, it will knock you out of your socks. You will be amazed at the abilities, the capacities that are in you. Because much more than who you think you are, He has created you to be a great person. And this is what set me free. Having a real relationship, not playing religion, not just doing routines like prayers and reading, but actually getting to know Him. And it takes a decision. It takes discipline. Just like any relationship on the earth. In order for you to have a successful relationship, you have to communicate, right? You have to add value to someone else's life. And that's what it's all about. This relationship with God is a partnership. So when He shows you your vision, He's dedicating to helping you fulfill that vision. He's dedicated to sending you the right people, providing the right resources, and all that you need. It's just like getting the best job, your dream job on the earth, with all the added benefits. You can never ever lose when you choose God. So for someone, you might be saying, I don't know who God is, or I thought I had God, but I'm still struggling. All you have to understand is that His arms are open wide. He's filled with so much love, and He's calling you deeper. And He wants you to relate with Him like your best friend. He wants you to relate with Him because He's actually real. And He wants to speak to you. He wants to tell you deep things. He wants to tell you secrets. He wants to tell you mysteries. But it takes focus. It takes spending time. Many people are always rushing. Many people find it difficult to just settle down. But all it's going to cost you is time. All it's going to cost you is focus. And it's so key to understanding this. Just like, for example, if you have a new device, it is very important to read the manual to see how that device functions properly, right? And the key, the manual for your life is in God's hands. The manual for your life is in His Word. And as you begin to read that manual, as you begin to study that manual, you begin to see that, hey, everything is clearer. Everything is starting to make more sense. And He wants to be with you. So your vision is not just a portion of your life. It encompasses your entire life. It is your driving force, and it guides you through life. It carries you through life. When you're focused on that vision, you understand that you are carried, you are covered. God has your back because you're on His mission. You're about His assignment, and He will take care of you. Trust me, I can testify to that. I remember in 2019, I was working at a particular place, and I thought that, hey, this was a job where I'll grow. This was a job where I'll, do great things, rise up to top management. And one day, my boss called me into her office with her boss and said that my position was terminated. I felt horrible. I felt discouraged. I felt like a failure. But I remembered after I got out of my feelings that I had a vision. And then God told me that, you know what? I want you to work for me from henceforth, and I'll pay you. And to be sincere, yes, there are challenges, but this has been the best times and moments of my life where I just allowed God to be my boss. I allowed myself to be about his business. And it has been a journey, it has been an experience. But I've understood that sometimes there's some things that seem like they're good, but they're actually distractions to your vision. And that job was good for the moment. But for me to pivot and be who God has created me to be, I had to say bye. So it might have seemed like it was a loss, but in reality, it was a gain for me. So go for vision, go for God, and you will never lose. You will never fail. It's so important to do that. And one thing about vision is that vision has to, like I said, it encompasses your whole life. So you should have a vision for every area of life. How do you want your finances to look? How do you want your relationships to look? Very, very key. How do you want your health to look? Channel this energy towards those areas of your life to get the kind of results that you desire. If there's no vision, failure is inedible. So you must channel those thoughts. You must understand as well, when it comes to fulfilling vision or your purpose, that you should pace yourself. Everybody is a work in progress, and you can also be a masterpiece at the same time. So you want to channel your energy correctly. You want to ensure that you put in the work to become the person to fulfill the vision. And it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of, unlearning, relearning, and so much more along the journey of vision. So I'm speaking to some people that might be on various platforms. Maybe you just discovered your vision. Maybe you're on the journey fulfilling it. Maybe you have made giant strides. Everywhere across the board, you must continue to focus on that vision. Because when you lose sight of that vision, you're going to take a detour. And of course, on that every step of that journey, there will be challenges. But like I said, when you focus on the vision, when you narrow down on that vision, you'll always overcome. And those challenges will now become stepping stones to the next level. This vision journey is progressive. As you continue to walk that path, you begin to discover new things along the way. And that's why it's called a journey. So embrace the journey. Don't lose hope along the journey. It's better to continue, even if you have some wounds along the way, than trying to look back. Looking back will only draw you back, and you have to start again. So keep going, keep pushing, keep striving for those goals, because it was leading you somewhere. It's taking you somewhere, and you would definitely enjoy the destination. Now, I want to emphasize something, that vision is not necessarily something that incorporates you owning your own thing, like I said in the last episode, but it incorporates you owning your own space in that place, in that sector, in that whatever it is called, that field of endeavor. It encourages you owning your own uniqueness along the journey. It incorporates you seeing beyond the normal and seeing how you can add to the wealth of knowledge already available, how you can add or bring innovation to the current field that you're a part of. So today, as we continue this journey to destiny, remember that there is power in vision. Remember to download that vision. Remember that vision comes from God alone. And once you receive that vision, put your weight on God. Don't try to struggle to fulfill the vision by yourself. After all, He's the one that gives the vision, and He's the one that supports and sustains the vision. Thank you so much for joining today's episode. See you next time.